See, I don't keep up with what's hip and popular these days. Mentally, I'm still stuck in 2008. From what I've heard, the Cookie Run series of mobile games is sort of a big deal, but if it's at the point where I'm hearing about it, then I suspect its popularity actually peaked in the summer when all the kids were out of school. When I downloaded the game, all I wanted was context with some pornographic images of the characters. I was in a Discord call with a group of people who were talking about how much they wanted to sex the cookies from this game, and me, having a curious spirit, made an impulse decision. After a week of playing the game, yeah, I guess the characters do have a sort of wholesome quality that makes them ideal candidates for salacious reinterpretations. The contrast between something's canonical innocence and the human mind's debaucherous inclinations manifests itself with other cute things like small anime girls and Pokemon. Of course, I don't think everyone who plays this game is some sort of pervert. I just happen to spend a lot of time with degenerates, being one myself. But despite all of the NSFW images of Cookie Run characters I've saved onto my hard drive, this is definitely a game for babies. Even looking past the obvious elements that make this a children's game, like the dozens of marketable characters, the Saturday morning cartoon plotlines, and the predatory gacha system, Cookie Run Kingdom asserts itself as yet another nagging voice that only a child would put up with. The first 18 years of our lives, we are inundated with adults haranguing us to do the most menial of tasks for nothing apart from their own arbitrary reasons. In Cookie Run Kingdom's case, the reasoning is that they want money. In the game Cookie Run Kingdom, you play as an unnamed, all-powerful, immaterial overseer to your personal collection of cookie characters as you help them defeat the evil Dark Enchantress cookie. Gameplay-wise, this amounts to watching your assembled team of 5 cookies running down a hallway, automatically attacking any enemy that approaches them. You could choose when to activate your cookies' abilities and items by pressing their icons, but this is as engaging as trying to stop your microwave a second before the timer beeps. Not saying I haven't done it, it's just you can turn the alarm off if it bothers you that much. Here's a gamer tip for you. Turn the sound off when you play Cookie Run Kingdom, unless you like hearing cartoon voices repeating a few grunts and stock phrases delivered by English anime voice actors. Hi Yuri Lowenthal. I would recommend listening to your favorite podcast, or if you don't mind the shrunken screen, a YouTube video. Maybe this YouTube video. Whatever you do not give Cookie Run Kingdom your full attention. In fact, I just put my phone down whenever I start an action stage. They're only about a minute long, but I found that you can do a lot in a minute. I find myself flipping burgers or pouring drinks whilst my confectionery warriors silently fight for their lives on my countertop. And when I'm done with whatever minor task I had, there they stand, celebrating their victory. I click the next stage button and the cycle continues until the game says I've run out of stamina jellies, or I've run out of burgers to make. If you've played any mobile games made after Farmville release, you probably can guess what stamina jellies do. Or rather, what they don't let you do. Call me old-fashioned, but when I boot up a video game, I'd like to actually be able to play the video game for as long as I want. But I doubt that complaining about how the game is trying its darndest to suck a few bucks out of your pocket will influence the million-dollar Korean company that made this game to stop. So I'll save us both some time and cut to the chase. The real gameplay in Cookie Run Kingdom is time management. When the game eventually kicks you out of the adventure mode, you can entertain yourself with one of the game's other modes. There's Super Mayhem, Bounties, Kingdom Arena, Guild Battles, the Tower of Sweet Chaos, and the Tropical Soda Islands. While this seems like a lot, in reality, most of the other modes are just regular battles with their own system of time restrictions. I'm not saying that each of these modes should have their own unique gameplay systems, but I would appreciate something that required a bit more thought. Kingdom Arena is PvP only in name. You get to battle other people's cookies, but not in real time. They're just pre-saved teams running on the same auto settings that your cookies are. The only strategy, if you can call it that, is clicking on opponents that have a lower defense value than your attack value. If you just keep doing that, you'll win pretty consistently. The same with guild battles. It's advertised as fighting a boss with your friends, but really it's just you fighting a boss and seeing on the leaderboard that your friend has also fought the boss. The only other mode with real depth is the kingdom building. Here you can spend the coins and gems you earned in the adventure mode to upgrade your little town. Of course, even if you have all the money in the world, you still have to wait for whatever you bought to be built, and you can only be building 3 things at once. Why? Well, they wouldn't want you to have too much fun, would they? Once your building is fully erected, then you can use the building to make whatever specific item it has on the sign. Most of the items take only 1 or 2 minutes to be made. Some items take over 30 minutes to be made. Buildings take hours. And you'll need a lot of them if you want to expand your town. And you need to expand your town so you can get more supplies to expand your town with. That's the gameplay loop. just remembering every few hours to check your phone and restart the process. But not all the buildings you make are useful. Most of the things you can buy are purely decorative. Well, they increase your town's decor rating, but that doesn't do anything. You'd have to be a real goober to spend your money on this stuff. Here's some unrelated B-roll footage from my friend's town. I have a few of these items scattered about my town. At one point, my kingdom was the envy of my peers, perfectly laid out for aesthetics and functionality. I kinda stopped caring, so it looks a bit messy. Look, I got a swing set over there for no reason. It's awful. I should probably fix this stuff up. There's no penalty for your town looking messy, but I don't want you thinking I'm a slob. I mean I am, but I don't want you thinking it. When I was a kid, whenever my mom walked in my room, she'd always say, without fail, "This room looks like a dang tornado ran through here." No mom, there's just some clothes on the floor. Chillax. I didn't say that as a child, obviously. I love my mother. I don't backsass her. While working on your town, you might increase the level cap for your cookies or get some extra stamina jellies for the adventure mode. These are tricks to make you think that the game isn't just a list of chores when you first start playing. But after you're a few hours in, the level cap is so far above your top cookie's level that it might not even be there, and a handful of extra jellies will only amount to another fight or two, which you'll probably lose since there are constant difficulty spikes in random places to force you to go screw around in the other modes. I was gonna do that anyway, game designers. Why are you mad at me? The game is shameless in its efforts to stop you from progressing. The adventure mode actually has two sub-modes, story and dark. Unfortunately, it has nothing in common with the similar distinctions found in Sonic Adventure 2. Except maybe being bad. Once you get 3 stars on every level in a story area, you get to unlock the dark version of that area, and then you can play all the same levels again. And by play, I mean you can watch your cookies auto-run. You do get some decent rewards, and there are some unique cutscenes for the villains, but you don't get to play with any of the cookies or make a dark kingdom or whatever. That'd be too much fun. The appeal of Cookie Run Kingdom lies not in any engaging narrative or gameplay, instead it preys on the human desire to see these boxes checked off. You need to 3-star every level, you need to unlock all the cookies, you need to upgrade your castle town, you need to spend your time efficiently, or you can use the gems to speed things up. Skip building wait times, item making, and more with just a click of a button. You can earn gems through regular gameplay, and that's all well and good, but you could also spend some of that real world money that's just burning a hole in your pocket. I tend to use my gems to roll for more cookies, but you could also use it to improve your town, if you're into that sort of thing. Jokes aside, I can say with hand on heart that you do not need to spend a single dime to enjoy Cookie Run Kingdom. I did, for scientific purposes, but you don't. The game is more than generous with its currencies, so if you're playing consistently and completing side quests, you'll always have enough to not feel like you're being scammed. The problem is, the longer you play the game, the more you realize that nothing ever changes. Yes, your numbers have gone up, but so have all the other numbers working against you. No matter how strong you make your cookies, there will always be stronger enemies. And it's not like you unlock new things for your cookies, the gameplay is identical. All the levels are hallways. There's no sense of accomplishment for anything you do because the skill floor and the ceiling are only a foot apart. Unless for some reason you're just engrossed by the simplest of storylines, I cannot imagine sticking with this game for too long. Perhaps if there were more social elements, I'd probably keep playing it for at least another month. In the game's current state, there are no real ways to play with your friends. You can visit their towns, do asynchronous guild battles, and send them gifts, but all of those are really just ways of guilting you to log in every day. And you know what? It's been working. If I didn't send my friends a daily gift when I know they sent me one, I couldn't live with myself. And it doesn't help that the game seems fit to bombard you with notifications for every minor event that happens when you're not looking directly at it. And what? I'm just supposed to not click on the notifications? By the time the sound waves from the chime reach my ears, it's already too late. I have been distracted from whatever I was doing previously, so I might as well just open up the app. Then you're stuck doing daily challenges, and there goes the whole afternoon. Eventually, I just turned off the notifications for the game, and that solved the problem. But that doesn't mean the problem should have been there in the first place. With the Cookie Run brand being as popular as it is, it would be a shame to let the series waste away with cookie cutter mobile games forever. These character designs are just as, if not more marketable than any of the monkeys in Bloons Tower Defense. We already have the castle, the game writes itself. Or, if you want to make a real video game, why not make Cookie Run Fire Emblem? I'd buy that for $1. If it was on the Switch and of sufficient depth, I might even pay $15. What I wouldn't do for a game with these characters that actually had some satisfying game feel. Heck, it doesn't even need a good story. They've come this far without one. Anyway, Cookie Run Kingdom may be the video game equivalent of doing your laundry, but I legitimately enjoyed it before I started resenting it. As long as you're not a weirdo like me and try to treat it like a real video game, then you should have a grand old time. It's weird to say, but not playing the game is the optimal way to play the game. Distance truly does make the heart grow fonder. Or maybe the game just kinda sucks.